I am Rabbi David, and I like chocolate fudge brownie ice cream.
Whoa.
I like vanilla.
You like vanilla, Lev? All
Yeah,
right.
I like it's not live, it's Lev.
Lev, I'm sorry.
The Hebrew word for heart?
So, okay. No, I know it's the Hebrew word for heart. There's sometimes you pronounce it, sometimes in Hebrew it's Lev, sometimes Lev. That's why I got confused.
Hello, Dad.
Who else wants to say their name and favorite flavor of ice cream?
I do. Mine is vanilla.
Okay, Layla, you want to say?
Okay. My name is Layla, and my favorite flavor of ice cream is strawberry.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ari, do you want to introduce yourself? Ari? You want to introduce your toads? Do you want to introduce your toads? Okay. Daniel?
What? No, not
You gotta
Daniel.
say your name. You gotta introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Ari, and my favorite flavor is either Dolce
Well, Layla, I'm gonna have 2 phones.
or
Wow.
caramel, or I would say vanilla with the hint of honey. But
Cool.
usually have
Thank you.
Daniel, do you want to introduce yourself? And send Hannah, Daniel, send Hannah to me right now, please. It's kind of an emergency.
Wait a second. I'm just gonna know the meeting password.
Daniel, do you want to introduce yourself and your flavor of ice cream?
And sunglasses. See?
All right. Okay. So let's get started. I want to start with Shalom Chavirim. Do you guys know the words? I'm going to share. Yes, it's a different meeting ID, and I emailed it to you. Yes. Okay. Do you guys see the words?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Shalom Chavirim, Shalom Chavirim, Shalom, Shalom, Lehitraot, Lehitraot, Shalom, Shalom. Hello to my friends, hello to my friends, hello, hello. I think that we'll have a wonderful day, hello. Hello, can you sing the Shalom Chavirim? Shalom Chavirim, Shalom Chavirim, Shalom, Shalom. Lehitraot, Lehitraot, Shalom, Shalom.
Come this way. There you go.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Hannah!
We're live on hi Facebook people. How's that going? Good. Video. How's it going?
let's just go back.
Wearing a grass shirt, guys. I'm just see which ones they are.
Okay, so the story I wanted us to do today, it's about
I'm on safe.
it's about imperfection. Does anybody know what imperfection is?
Not perfect.
Right, so it means, Daniel, no sharing your screen.
Okay. I pressed stop share.
Thank you. So it means that no one is perfect. It means that we all have flaws. We all have things about us that aren't so great. So we're going to think about a little later on, what are the things we're not so great at? First, we'll tell the story. So there was a king. Let's pick out the king. Which actor should be our king?
Let's see.
Which actor should be our king? What do you think? We've got.
One more time.
I was singing Fozzie Bear. So there was a king. I'm the king. Waka waka waka. Daniel, that.
Answer one.
And the king had a very, very beautiful diamond. So let me show you the diamond.
I can in quarantine.
You don't see a diamond.
There's a diamond. Does everybody see the diamond?
Yeah.
Does everybody see the diamond?
Yes.
Okay.
Very large diamond.
Yeah, so he loves the diamond and he looked at it every day and it made him very happy. So so can somebody be the king looking at his diamond every day? You want to try that?
Oh, I like that diamond. I want to look at it every day.
Oh, thank you. Anybody else want to try being the king looking at his diamond every day?
Would you spill?
Anybody else want to try it out? Layla, what do you think the king sounded like when he looked at his diamond?
Happy, like I'm very lucky to be the king and to look at the diamond.
Yeah, I like what you're doing with your head. I'm very happy to be hanging out with that diamond. Okay. One day he was holding his diamond and I don't go to the diamond here, but I have a flashlight. He was holding his diamond. He was holding his diamond and he dropped it. And it knocked it, it grazed against a box. And then, there was a huge scratch. It was a green scratch, fine. Huge scratch. He was so upset. What do you think? Can somebody be the king being upset? What do you think the king said?
Uh,
I like that. Can we all do that?
I should be more careful.
Oh, I should be more careful. Right, blaming yourself. Oh, yeah, you should be more careful.
Everyone's talking at the same
What?
time.
What's that, Lev? Lev, you were saying you were doing another impersonation. What do you think the king said? My diamond. Okay. So then he asked everyone he knew, and he asked around, he said, I need to fix my diamond. Who can help fix? So all the jewelers came. So let's have one jeweler. And none of the jewelers could fix the diamond. None of them. I can't fix the diamond. Yeah, and please stop calling her. I need to mute you.
I'm leaving a minute. Can't fix the diamond.
But finally, someone came along who said, let's see, who should be our actor? Who should? The count. I will fix the diamond in 1, 2, 3 days. So the count, well, this poor person, this simple Jew, went into a room with the diamond. And he was there a couple days. And let me show you what he did. Any ideas? Anybody know what he did?
What did he do?
Let me show you what he did.
What?
He made the scratch into a beautiful rose.
Oh, wow.
The king was so happy. Does anybody know what the, what do you think? So what do you think is the message of the story? What do you think is the point of the story? Do you know? Do you know what it means?
Be upset with what you have.
What's that?
Never be upset with what you have.
Don't be upset with what you have. Good. Make the most of what you have, right? Make something beautiful of it. We all have ways that we're flawed or we're different. And some of those things we can fix, like if we're impatient or we're messy or we're a hard time doing our homework. So there's some things we can fix. But there's some things that we just have to embrace and make the most of. So I knew someone who said, oh, you can be good at anything. And they said, no, I'm really not good at math. And they said, oh, their teacher was like, oh, no, you can be good. You can do anything you want. This person said, no, I'm not good at math. That's just who I am. So I want everybody now to stand or sit in a totally neutral position. Okay, no neutral position, shake, relax your limbs. Now, on the count of 3, is everybody relaxed? On the count of 3, we're going to make the most horrible pose possible. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, freeze, okay? 1, 2, 3. Make the horrible pose. You make the horrible pose? Layla, are you making a horrible pose?
Yes.
Really? I can't see a horrible pose. Oh, I see a big time. Okay. Now, I want you to take your pose and make it into something beautiful.
What What a beautiful day.
Was it? Okay. Okay, now you can stop. Very good. Very, very horrible. Very beautiful. Was it hard to turn your horrible pose into a beautiful pose?
No,
No?
I weren't sad about anything like that.
What's that? You weren't sad being horrible?
Yeah, like it's hard for other people, like when they're hurt, it's hard for them to be actually happy. But I wasn't like hurt. I was just pretending to be like doing a horrible pose. But it was easy for me to be happy.
Well, you know, sometimes our sadness is the scar we have. Sometimes we walk around with sadness, and instead of trying to pretend to be happy, we can also make the most of that. That's something we can make the most of too. How, Lev and Ari, how did it feel making a horrible pose?
Nah.
Nah.
We do it all the time, kind of.
We do. Okay, that's fair. What other ugly things could we make beautiful?
Stop it.
What other ugly things could you make beautiful? Can you think of anything else ugly you can make beautiful? So there's actually a blessing, a bracha. There's a special blessing for seeing something different. Have you guys ever heard of this? When you see something really weird, so the list in the Talmud includes a albino, someone who has no hair and is entirely white, they have no skin pigment, a dwarf, someone who's very, very short, an extremely tall person, a monkey, and an elephant. I guess the Talmud thought monkeys and elephants were pretty weird. There's a blessing which says, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam mishaneh et habriot. Thank you, God, who makes such a varied world, who varies the creations. So the next time you see something really kind of weird, instead of just thinking, that's kind of weird, then you can say that blessing and you say, wow, thank God for making such, interesting and different things in the world. So now I want to share a second story that's also about on the same kind of topic. And this one we have a video for. Let me know if you can not hear the video. Whoops. Sorry, that was an accident. I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, that's cute. Okay.
Can you guys hear the? Can you hear the sound?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Hey, I'm Ryan Lagod. And I'm Craig Tovey. And welcome to Storytime with Ryan Lagod. And Craig Tovey. Remember, if you like what you see, follow us on Instagram. Or go to our website.
RyanandCraig.com. We made it out of the internet.
Sadie loved school. She loved the Hebrew songs the children sang during music,
the wooden play sink in the kitchen corner, and
the reading nook with its comfy chairs and colorful books.
She loved the boys and girls in her class, and she especially loved her teacher, Mora Rachel.
One Monday morning at circle time, Mora Rachel asked the class,
"Can you guess what holiday starts this week?"
All the children chimed in at once. Hanukkah! Sadie loved Hanukkah. She loved to spin dreidels.
And to eat potato latkes with applesauce.
Most of all, she loved to help Mommy and Daddy light their Hanukkah menorahs.
Mora Rachel said, "This week we are going to make our own menorahs."
How exciting, thought Sadie. My very own Hanukkah menorah. Sadie couldn't wait to start. Excuse me?
You have to make a whole menorah?
You have to make a candlestick with multiple stems on it?
There's 9 stems on it.
This is an elementary school project?
I can't even make one candle stem.
Good luck, Sadie.
We're rooting for you.
Big ask.
Is she getting graded on this?
Oh, I hope not. Ay, ay, ay.
Oy vey.
On Tuesday, Mora Rachel brought out big blocks of clay for each child. The children kneaded, rolled, and shaped their menorahs. Sadie used a pencil to poke holes in the clay to hold 8 candles. Then she rolled a small ball of clay, put one more hole in it, and attached it to the top. This was for the shamash, the candle used to light all the others.
On Wednesday, Maura Rachel brought out different colors of paint. There was purple, blue, red, orange, green, yellow, and pink. The children put on their smocks and began to paint. They speckled and spotted and striped their menorahs. Sadie painted hers pink with blue squiggles.
On Thursday, Maura Rachel taught the children the Hanukkah blessings and they all sang them together. I'm sorry, what?
Do we have to sing while we paint?
Okay, I'm having a hard enough time with the fact that I'm fabricating a very complicated candle from scratch.
Candle holder.
And I have to paint it.
And paint it.
And then you're teaching.
Sadie ran all the way to school because today she would take home her pink and blue menorah. All morning she imagined how it would look on the windowsill in the living room.
At pickup time, Sadie waited for her mommy to arrive. As soon as she saw her, she started to run. But in her excitement, she tripped and fell, and the menorah flew out of her arms.
Sadie burst into tears and ran across the room into her mother's arms.
Mommy, I dropped my menorah and it broke into a million pieces.
Sadie's mother hugged her and said,
Let's see if we can pick them up and glue them back together.
but even as she spoke, her mother could see that the shattered pieces were too small.
There were pieces of Sadie's menorah in the dress-up corner and pieces in the block corner. There were pieces under the snack table and pieces under the easel. Silently, the children began to help gather them. Maura Rachel placed all the pieces in a small plastic bag.
Ah,
Okay,
wow.
great. Well, I hope she got graded on it before it broke.
Did you see?
Noticed something near the door.
Look, it's the shamash,
She said.
and it's not broken.
Sadie, this is an extra special shamash, her mother said.
And I think we can find an extra special job for it.
You know that when we light the menorah, we use the shamash to light all the other candles. But how do we light the shamash? That could be the job for your shamash. We'll call it Sadie's Super Shamash.
Sadie picked up her little pink shamash and cradled it ever so carefully in her hands.
That night, Sadie, her brother Ori, her parents, and grandparents gathered to light the first Hanukkah candle. They had decorated the house with drawings of dreidels, menorahs, and stars of David. The table was covered with latkes, donuts, and Hanukkah gelt. On the windowsill stood 4 Hanukkah menorahs waiting to be lit. Right in the middle was Sadie's little pink and blue Super Shamash.
Sadie put a candle in her super shamash and Daddy helped her light it. Then carefully, she used it to light the shamash on all 4 menorahs. And in Sadie's family, that is how the Hanukkah menorahs are lit, even today.
So do you guys see how the story's similar?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had the broken Hanukkah menorah, but what'd she use it to do?
She used it to make
Envision the different way.
Yeah, to make the super shamash. Have you ever had anything break?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you have that ever
My
broke?
hand.
Is there anything that your hand? Oh, that sounds very painful. Is there anything that ever broke that you reused in a new way? No?
But I have a shamash I made.
You have a shamash you made? Just a shamash, not just a menorah? Cool.
No,
Very
he
cool.
just has a menorah.
Okay. So, so we all have, what's that? Oh, you're showing us your shamash? Okay, cool.
What?
Yeah, I think he's getting us his shamash to show it to us.
No, it's in the attic.
In the attic. Oh, that might be a little far to go. Maybe you should discourage him from trying.
Nah, she already
Yeah.
did.
So we're not, so sometimes there's things in life that don't work out as we want them to. There's things in ourselves that don't work out as we want them to, but we try to make the most of it. So I'm going to ask something challenging now. And if you don't have to answer, but is there anything you're not good at? Are you able to say, you know what? I'm just not so good at this. This is not, nothing you're not good at? Like I was never good at English. I just couldn't do it. I wrote papers and was just not a strength. So sometimes we have to realize, you know what? We have these weaknesses. We have things that are broken about us. We have things that, what's that, Layla?
Nothing.
Okay. So I think we're gonna end it with that, and we're gonna end with. What's
You
that?
know stuff that I'm good at.
I'm not good at sharing my toys. I
You know
don't.
something you're good at, but do you know something you're not good at?
I'm not good at something.
What? What are you not good at?
I'm not good at sharing my toys because I don't want to lose all the pieces.
Okay, good. So it's good to admit that. It's good to admit, you know, I'm not good at sharing my toys. And I have to say, like, well, I find it very challenging to share because I shared my Play-Doh, and I didn't share my Play-Doh with my children. And then when I did, it ended up uncapped in little pieces all spread throughout the garage that I only discovered a couple days later, and it was all kind of like crusty over and dried. So I'm not very good at figuring out how to share with my kids and not let them ruin my toys. That's
Well,
hard
one
to
thing
do.
I'm absolutely horrible at sharing it is Lego.
Yeah, Legos.
Yeah.
I can bring down some Legos if you would like.
Well, that's me. You know, let me think. Maybe next week. Maybe next week we'll do. I'll find a story that we could use Legos for. Okay. You want?
Or
We'll do a
like-
story.
And I'm really good on scooters.
Okay. So next week we'll use Legos in the story. So I think we're going to end here, and then I'll see you guys next week. And bring your Legos. Shalom, Chaverim, shalom. You don't have Legos, Layla?
No.
Okay, Layla, do you have Play-Doh?
Yes.
Okay, so bring Legos or Play-Doh, okay? Yeah. Shalom, shalom, Chaverim, shalom, Chaverim, shalom, shalom. Lehitraot, shalom, shalom. Goodbye to my friends, goodbye to my friends, goodbye, goodbye. I hope that you'll have a wonderful day. Goodbye, goodbye. Shalom, Chaverim, shalom, Chaverim, shalom, shalom. Lehitraot, shalom, shalom. Okay, goodbye, my friends. Layla, really good to see you. Lev and Ari, good to meet you, and I hope to see you guys next week. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Friday week.
Bye.
Bye.